Hey, Happy New Year, Happy New Decade. This is Lorelia coming to you with my first video for 2020. And so I titled this video, Your Funding Plan, or a 2020 funding plan. What do I mean by that? What are you going to do different? What are you going to do different? What I find since I've been doing videos on this channel, this will actually be my 10th year. I started doing videos in 2010 and it's now 2020. So I've actually been on YouTube for actually 10 years. And so when I started this journey, my journey was to help people rebuild their credit and get rid of debt collectors. And I've been so fortunate to be able to help people do that. A lot of people have found value in my videos where they have been able to take a lot of the content that I've shared for free here on this channel and begin to get a financial awakening in terms of increased credit scores and debt collectors who are not haggling them. And so now it's so interesting that now we're in a time and place really on social media where everybody and their mama is doing credit. I mean, your beautician is doing credit. The person who pumps your gas, the person who rings you up at the laundromat, everybody they mama doing credit. And whether it's legal credit or illegal credit, because now we're in a time and place now where the credit sweeps are sweeping the internet, they're sweeping social media. So everybody now has a quick fix. Hey, in 30 days I can help you get to an 800 credit score. Just sign on the dotted line and pay your 2,000 if you want that 800 credit score. So, back to what I was saying. So it's 10 years later. And so as I go into the new decade, my question to you, what is your funding plan? Many of you know, those who have reached out to me, you know that I do not personally do credit repair. More so what I do now is really help people leverage their personal credit to really put a funding plan in place. Because what I've noticed is that credit repair is just a band-aid. It really puts you in a feast or famine type situation, whereas you rebuild your credit, you get some momentum. But what you will find yourself in, and those who extend you credit know that 9 times out of 10, um, about 18 months to 2 years, you'll pretty much be in the same situation. And so I've realized that there are a group of people who are financially responsible, and really, and this is not to throw shade of those who they do what they do, call it what it is. But as I go into this new decade, my focus really is helping people get access to funding. What a lot of people do not know, offline, I do a lot of networking with business professionals and as well as real estate investors. And so I have created these relationships with helping people to not just get the wham bam thank you ma'am high credit, but to really be able to help them get access to funding. And so I've extended that to those who are online as well. And I've shared with you stuff that 9 times out of 10 the business credit gurus won't tell you. One of the biggest faux pas that many people experience, and is really a pain point, whereas you you work towards getting your credit rebuild, whereas your scores have went up, and now you're proud of this 700 credit score. Not talking about those who got credit sweep, sorry, don't mean to throw shade, but those who really have a truly healthy 680 and higher credit score. You will notice a lot of people are throwing in that high 600 number. But if you're not new to this channel, I've been talking about, the value of having a healthy 680 credit score 2 years ago. But with that being said, um they go to their business credit gurus, and only to find out that they've got banged out. And what do I mean by that? Banged out. They got all these inquiries on their credit report. They were told that they were going to get some true business funding, only to find out that their information is kind of given to a third party or second party, and they don't really know what's going on. And so I'm here to disrupt some things. What's different from me as opposed to everyone else be that a lot of people who are talking about business funding, and I say business funding, most people out there are saying business credit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely think credit cards, it's a game changer. There's a lot of things you could do great with credit cards. Um, but really, I'm gonna pay someone to help me get one credit card. Now, I get it if you got a strategy behind it, but if you just gonna help me get a one credit card, I could pretty much go on the internet and do that myself. And that's what I tell people. If you're just looking for one credit card, I have people who do the 15-minute consults and they say, oh, I'm looking for business credit. Okay, you're looking for one business credit card? Are you looking for a funding strategy? And so I'm going to make this video real short, more shorter than the videos I've done in the past. It's 2020, and I'm going to be pulling back the layers, really explaining to you how this funding space works. This webinar is really for those who really want to understand how to get access to capital. How do you truly get access to capital? My last video that I did in 2019, it really talked about the advantages of a HELOC versus a BLOC. They both have their place. They're a great funding strategy, especially if you're in real estate. And so I'm going to be doing an access to capital. Big, I didn't get your name, but go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com. It's a 15-minute consult. It's not really a chat session, but if you're looking for someone to help you put together a funding plan, this is not getting you a business credit card. Like I said, credit is a phenomenal, it has its place. There's some phenomenal things that you can do with a strategy. But for those who are just looking for one business credit card, save your money and just go right online and find a business credit card. But if you're looking really for a strategy, hey, Angela. Um, Angela, if you want, this video is really not about bankruptcy removal. But once again, if you are someone, if you're looking for funding, Angela, what you can do is you can go to, reach out to me. I used to have a URL for that. Consult. Yeah. Go to consult.yourmoneymentor.com if you have questions about personal credit. Consult.yourmoneymentor.com if you have questions about personal credit. But this video is primarily about business funding and what is your funding plan for 2020. And also, Angela, there are lenders that I'm working with that if you have a bankruptcy that's older than 2 years old, and you're looking to get some funding, I have a lender who will work with you. And I'm going to do a separate video on that because people are kind of wondering, how is it that you can get funding with low credit scores? You really can't. But what happens is that many of these lenders have noticed that for many years they've kind of disregarded those individuals who've had bad credit. So what they're doing is they have credit repair in-house. So what happens is that they will rebuild your credit in-house, and then when your credit score gets to a certain point, then they will get you access to funding. So it's not what people think. It's not like you're going to get funding at a 500 credit score or at a low 600. You're not going to get funding. So let me be clear on that. I'm going to be very honest with you. Okay, well, Angela, go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com, and I could talk to you more about that. Okay, so big cred, a big red. I know you mentioned about the business credit. Go to biz credit credit at yourmoneymentor.com, and that will get you access to be able to do your 15-minute consult. It'll be under this video once it processes, but if you go to my last video, the links are already below that. So you can go to bizcredit, bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com to get started with that 15-minute consult, both of you, or anybody who's watching this video. And so we could talk about a real funding plan to help you put in place for 2020. Not what a lot of what you see here on YouTube with the net 30 accounts or what have you. They have their place. Yeah, thank you, Angela. Looking forward to talking to you. They have their place, but I'm talking about true funding. Anyone who has worked with me, they know I work directly with lenders. I'm straight up with them. We're letting them know what the criteria is. But if you are serious about putting a plan in place, and I'm here to help. So once again, this is Lorelia, your funding plan for 2020. As I go into the new decade, like I said, started this journey 10 years ago, 2010. Now I'm going into a new decade and providing more value in the area of business funding. So once again, this is Lorelia signing off, and look forward to working with you in 2020. Bye-bye.